Hello everyone, and welcome to my coloring corner. You're with Renee, and today we're going to look at these wonderful pencils. They are, I know I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Colore colored pencils, and this is the Dictionary Edition. I have found recently that this is no longer available. But when I bought it, it was a little bit over a year ago, almost 2 years ago now. So I wanted to go through and show you these wonderful pencils. They come in just like the Tombows, different little books. There's water, metal, earth, fire, and wood. And each book has a different set of pencils in them, and in different colors, of course. They're a high quality artist grade pencil. They're smooth, even blending, vivid colors, and they are really easy to sharpen. I've never had a problem sharpening any of these pencils. Of course, there's 5 different volumes with 12 pencils in each volume. Now we will take a look at those one at a time here. Now I've got them upside down. No, do I have them upside down? No, I don't. I've just got the, yeah, I've got them upside down. So the front of each of the editions, of course, has the name, the type of metal pencils. So the metal colors are your browns, grays, and that sort of thing. I have put a little card in each one that tells me what colors are in the box and what order they go in. So when I put them back in the box, it makes it a lot easier to visually see what's in the box. And of course, it has this wonderful little elastic that goes over top and holds that closed. So when you slip it back in, I'm going to put it back in the way that I pulled it out, and we'll flip that over so that it's the right way around. So there's 60 colors in this set, and I have done a swatch, which I keep in my swatch book, and in it I have each book named so I can easily find, okay, I need the wood, I need the fire, I need earth, you know, and that sort of thing. So wood has all of your green tones, so anything that you need for a tree or bushes, or you know, any of your green tones that you're looking for, you'll find in the wood area. Fire, of course, is all your reds, your oranges, you know, your pinks. Earth is earth tones such as yellows, creams, light browns into, you know, a couple of different skin tones and that sort of thing. Metal is your darker browns, your red browns, your terracottas, your grays, your black. And of course, water is your blues and your purples. Absolutely fantastic set of pencils. They are very, very nice to color with. So we've got wood, which is number 1. And as I said, they are the greens. And as you can see, I do use them. There is no little thing in here that holds them still. They do bash around in here a little bit, which concerned me for a long time, but I don't use these as much anymore since I found out that there's no way I can replace any of them. I still use them and I still enjoy them. I just use them a lot more sparingly than I used to. And as I said before, I've got an entire swatch sheet up here. So I don't have to take my swatch sheet out of my book to find the colors I need. It is a little bit easier on the swatch sheet to say, okay, I need this box, I need this box, I need this box, instead of having to open each box and see what color is inside. So that's the wood. Number 2 is fire, which will be your reds and your oranges and your red violets, a few skin tones and that sort of thing. And as you can see, I use reds a lot. There are some pencils that I don't even think I've used more than once or twice because they're just colors I don't use in this set. And I have a lot of sets like that where there's just some colors that I just don't use. Don't know if everybody else has that issue, but there's some sets where I just use some of the colors, and depends upon what I use them for, I guess. Now, this is a very light colored set. So you've got your whites, your yellows, your creams, your tan colors, your skin tones, your lighter skin tones, and that sort of thing. And as you can see, my white is well used. And these are actually out of order. So I'll have to go through and I'll have to reorder them all because that drives me crazy. But I won't do it right now. And that was Earth. That's number 3. Number 4 is, oh, this is number 5. Number 4 is Metal, which I just showed you earlier. And of course, that's your brown tones, your grays, your white, or your blacks, and that sort of thing. I don't use a whole lot of really dark colors when I color sometimes, so these haven't been used a whole lot, but I do definitely use them. And I will go through and sharpen the ones that I use today because I haven't used these in quite some time. And they don't seem to have a wax buildup on them, but just to make sure that we remove any possible wax bloom, I'll sharpen them and get rid of that. And then, of course, we've got our water, which is our blues into our purples. So we've got the light blues into the dark blues into the purples. And that is the entire dictionary set. So what we're going to color today, and we are going to work with these, of course, as you know, we did the Saison fish and the Castle Arts ship. So today we're going to work with these potion bottles. And I'm going to switch you over to the other camera and turn that light on for you so you can see what we're working on. And I think I'm going to start with the water set. And I'm going to take this one here, which is 878. We're going to give it a sharpen. And I'll show you how well these sharpen. They are an artist quality pencil. And I have never had a problem sharpening them, even with my hand sharpeners. They do sharpen into a very, very fine tip. Quite hard, actually kind of pokey. And they do stay that way for quite some time. So I'm just going to take this one. Now they are numbered, but they are not named, which, when I first got them kind of bothered me a little bit. But as I go along, it doesn't seem to bother me half as much. As I get further and further into the coloring different pencils with different pencils and that sort of thing, having them numbered isn't a deal breaker anymore. As long as they're numbered, they don't have to be named, as long as I can put them in order, in some semblance of order. But I have found, like, for example, with the set that I talked about last night and into early evening yesterday, as the Cadram set, it's a 72 set of beautiful pencils, absolutely gorgeous pencils, and they are numbered in their number order. However, the colors just don't go in that order. In my brain, it's like, yeah, can we go in color family order, please. It, it would be absolutely fantastic if some of these pencil companies actually went in color order and not just, willy-nilly, whatever, as long as it's number ordered. That's my opinion. You know, sometimes my opinion doesn't account for much, but that's just my opinion. So we're going to go with the lighter 856. And like I said, for some reason my boxes are all out of order. So trying to find the right pencil. There it is. And as you can see, this one is sharpened, and there's no wax bloom, there's no graying of it or whitening of the color. So I'm not worried too much about any sort of wax bloom being on the pencils. I am going to sharpen it just because I want to make sure that I have the best point available. And it shouldn't take much because it was already pretty sharp. So these do have a couple of problems with them, of course. Every pencil set does. And it's not hindering the coloring ability of the pencil. Like this one here, for example, is not completely centered. And you can see the seams in the wood. So where the wood joins together over top of the core, there's a seam there. And you can see it a little bit into the paint, but not too bad. So it's not coming apart, but it is definitely there. And these are different little things that you can look at when you're purchasing your pencils. Look at the pictures. Make sure that you look at all the pictures that they have online. If you're purchasing a set of pencils that are not a well-known brand name, look at other unknown brand names that are out there. Like I've noticed there's quite a few new ones out there. And go through some of the brand names and see if they're the same pencils. Lately, I've noticed that a lot of manufacturers are selling off, I won't say knockoffs because they're not knockoffs, but selling off stock of the same pencils to multiple known or new brand name companies. So if you see a set of pencils out there that you really like and they're really, really cheap, look at the other brand, lower or newer, I guess. I can't really say lower brand names because some of them aren't lower. Some of them are really good quality. But take a look at those as well, just to make sure that they're not all exactly the same. So that when you buy your pencils, you're not paying, $39.99 for 72 pencils or 78 pencils or whatever it is. Excuse me. When somebody else has the exact same pencils for $19.99 or $13 and that sort of thing. Just shop around is what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, I got a bit of a frog in my throat, so I had to take a bit of water in. Knock that frog out. So now I'm going to switch to a blue, and I'm going to do a blue bottle. And then I think we're going to, oh, that one didn't sharpen very well. And then we'll do a switch to the earth and the fire, and then we'll do a little bit from metal as well. So let's do a blue bottle here. Now I do, like I said, I do have these put away so they're not getting bumped around and damaged and whatnot, and all of the different little bits of moving that I do I have a habit of shifting everything around in my coloring space because I have, with doing the videos and everything else, I've got so much going on my desk at all times that things get bumped around sometimes, and I don't like that. So I just move things around until I find that they're not going to get bumped around anymore. All right, so we've used a light blue. Now we're going to use a dark blue. And I'm trying to find the one that I want, which is this one. And again, it's got a good point to it, but I'm still going to sharpen it just in case. You know, as I said, it's been sitting for a little while. We got to warm it up a little bit. Wake it up a bit. And I'm just going to put in the dark here and around the edges. And because I want that dark to be a little bit more prominent than the light, I'm doing that secondary instead of first. Because as we all know, if you do light over dark, it brightens that dark up a little bit, but it does wash it out a little bit as well. So if you're using the dark as a shadow, definitely put it under your light color because it just causes it to be shadowish. But if you're using it as the color of a bottle, but you know, in the densest areas of the bottle, then put it over top. Now, as you can see, both of the bottles, I've done them very, very lightly. I'm trying to keep them as see-through as possible so that they look like they're see-through bottles, not what's the word? Not solid. They're solid, but they're see-through. Opaque. There we go. So that they look opaque. Now, what I'm going to do with this pencil, this is one of the darkest blues in the set. And I'm going to take this pencil and I'm going to follow this line. Oh, I sharpened it to a little too much there. It went to a little bit of a crumbly point there. So I'm just going to follow that line down. So that you can see that bottle behind it. There we go. And that way it looks like it's see-through. And then we're going to go with our earth here. And we're going to take, I think, this one, and this one, which is the two yellows. One is a lighter yellow, one is a darker yellow. And we're going to, of course, sharpen them up. And that's the darker yellow. And then we're going to color in this bottle here. And make sure that we put that little bit of a line down from this bottle. So that you can see it through the bottle. So just going to color this in a little bit. Try to stay in camera for you. And then we're going to go back and grab that purple and just give it a little tone of purple in there. So we'll get the darker purple, which is, I think, this one. It's this one. And we're just going to put a little tone of purple in there so you can see a little bit of that bottle in behind. So even though you're seeing the outer part of the yellow bottle, you're seeing behind it has that purple bottle. We're just going to gently fill in the bottle area with this yellow. And we'll do the same thing up there with the cork. Once I put the cork color in, we'll put the cork color in and then just bring up the darker yellow up to that so that it looks like a see-through bottle. So I'm just going to go around the edges of this bottle where it would be darkest, because the glass is thicker at the bottom and on the sides. And there's, of course, going to be a shadow where this medallion is. Now, there are no metallics in this set. So if you're going to do a metallic, you will have to do a metallic blend with, you know, silver. It would be grays and blacks and whatnot. And I keep on moving that way off of where it should be. I am so sorry. And of course, golds are browns, reds, and yellows. So it's such a small piece that I will probably do it as a silver metallic, because there's not really a lot of space there to work with to do a golden metallic piece. And of course, as you can see, the yellow, the darker yellow is very prominent because I put it on top of that lighter yellow. Now, if that is too bright for you, you can, of course, go over it with the lighter yellow and just blend it in a bit. Okay, so now we are going to take the tanny color, if I can grab hold of it. And I do believe that's the right one, 824. I think I'd rather go with this one. This is more of a cork color. And we're just going to color in the cork. And the way that you know that, excuse me, that these bottles here are see-through is because you can see that cork through them. This one here doesn't have a cork, but you know, the ones without a cork, you just got to make your best judgment on that. But because they have very small tags, it tells me that that bottle itself is just glass. And with this one, you can see the cork through the glass. Ooh, don't do that. Use your... But this one here, as you can see, you can't see the cork down below this. So this one here is not going to be see-through at all. It's going to be very... it's going to be coated with whatever color you're going to color it. It's going to be coated completely. So we're going to actually color that bottle this wonderful, wonderful pink. And then we'll use this one. I think this one. Where's that? Yeah, this one. No. Nope, not that one. Trying to find the right one. We'll use a different pink to outline it and to give it that shaded effect. So this entire bottle is not see-through, so we're just going to try to make it as covered as possible. So this one we're going to actually cover the entire thing thicker, much thicker than the previous bottles that we want to be see-through. Because this one isn't see-through. And as you can see, even with a medium pressure, the color is going down very nicely, very smoothly. It's not breaking the pencil, and it's not getting too flaky. I am using these on, of course, 67-pound cardstock. I can never pronounce the name of the cardstock that I use, so I don't mention it. But it is a 67-pound cardstock. It's Neela or Nia or whatever. Oh, and this one needs to be sharpened. This one's very dull. And I'm sharpening that on the wrong desk. I'm sorry. I have another part of my desk on the other side that I really should start using for sharpening and stuff like that, so it doesn't shake this desk. Now, as you see, I'm only bringing that dark pink up to, of course, where the labels are. I'm not going all the way up the bottle. Stopping where the labels are and just going around the labels and up the neck of the bottle. Just covering those different areas that are going to be a little bit darker because they're a little bit thicker. But not like, you know, horribly thicker, just shadowed. And I keep on trying to treat this like a see-through bottle, and I know it's not. So that is the pinks. Not sure if you can see the difference in color there, but there is a difference, I promise. And now I'm just going to fill in any white spot that I noticed. And there we go. Now we're going to put these two back in here, and then we're going to grab a nice red. I think this one's a really good one. So that's a good dark red. And which one's this one? And that's a good not so dark red. And of course, as you can see, I use these two pencils quite a bit. They're very short. But they are my red combination that I normally use out of this set. So they're almost too short to fit in my pencil sharpener. Almost. Now I have had a couple that like to break, and I think that's my own fault from shaking them up more than anything else. The one of the things that I don't like about a lot of budget friendly and other newer brands is not very many of them, excuse me, glue their uh, leads into their barrels. So when a piece does break off, if it breaks off like inside the pencil, you end up with it breaking and pulling out every time you sharpen it. And of course, if it's glued all the way down the barrel, you don't have that problem, which, would be so much nicer if they just, spent the two cents on glue. I would be happy to pay that 2 cents for you. I'd be happy to compensate for that. And I was just saying to somebody this morning that since COVID has taken over, a lot of our coloring supplies and our pencils, our coloring books and that sort of thing just keep going up higher and higher and higher in price. And it's discouraging when there's so many different companies out there starting to, of course, buy for everybody's business. But there's also ones out there that are, how do I put this politely, not out for your best interests and not out for enhancing the craft. They're more out there to make money, and that's it. And unfortunately, with these types of companies, you do find that a lot of quality issues are no longer quality issues as far as companies are concerned. To us, they're still quality issues, but to some of these new brand names that are coming out that may be using lower quality pencils don't seem to care as long as they're purchased. And it does give a lot of newer brands that are out there that are trying their best to actually, enhance and encourage. It gives them a bit of a bad name, which really kind of sucks for them. And for us, because you question all the time. You don't know if the pencils that you're purchasing are the quality that you want. You don't know if it's the brand that you want or if it's somebody else's brand in there. There's been so many issues lately with different brands getting mixed up in other people's brand that it's a little bit worrisome. So when I purchased these, I was a little bit more innocent with just saying, okay, well, that's a different brand than this. And, so I ended up buying a lot of different, really budget-friendly brands of pencils. And I enjoy all of them. And I don't find that any of the brands that I bought were the same as something else until recently, which kind of, threw me for a bit of a loop because, you purchase a set of pencils thinking that they are the brand that they say they are, to find out that they are no longer that quality of the pencil that you are expecting. And that is bothersome. But, that's my rant for today. I'm just nattering at this point, aren't I? So I'll just shush. Okay, so I'm just going over the labels with a bit of a tan color. And this one here as well. I've done this label as orange, so let's see, do I have a cream color? Let's see which one has my cream color. Well, maybe not. Don't really have a cream color. I think that one was pretty much the closest to cream as I have. Is a tanny color, which is fine. So I'm just going to fill in the labels here. Trying to get as many of these colors on here as possible without making it look like Mardi Gras at the OK Corral or something. I don't want to contrast the colors to a point where it looks unfinished. Okay, so let's take a gray, which is in our metallic, in our metal box here. So we're going to use number 889, which is a medium gray. It's not really light, but it's not really dark. And we're just going to use that instead of silver on that medallion. And then we will use a really bright yellow on the stars. And then we will be all done this wonderful picture. Well, we've got to grab a color for the sky around it. Now, because it's full of stars, of course, it's going to be black. So let's grab the black while we're here in the metallic. Give it a sharpen. And we'll go. And of course, do it darker around your bottles and lighter around your stars because those are going to be yellow. And cast some light. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. I know it's only Monday, but tomorrow is Tuesday, and we've got some wonderful tips and tricks coming up. And then on Work in Progress Wednesday, we're going to try something new, and I will discuss that with you all on Work in Progress Wednesday. Just to make things a little bit easier for you guys and more comfortable for everybody, really, so that I'm not trying to talk to people while I'm trying to instruct and show you what I'm doing and everything else, because it's really hard for me sometimes to keep an eye on what I'm doing and tell you what I'm doing and still be able to converse. I do apologize for the phone. I'm going to let it ring because it's the house phone, so it's not usually something that's important. I do. Once again, I am so sorry. It's the house phone. I can't turn off the sound on, unfortunately. Unlike my cell phone where I can just tell it just to vibrate or not do anything at all and just shush. And I will check the messages later. I get a lot of scam calls or spam calls, I guess they'd be called, to my house phone. So it is probably that wonderful warranty person wanting to check on my vehicle's warranty. They want to extend my vehicle's extended warranty because my warranty is coming up. It has been for years, but but it's really nice of them to keep checking on people. Although this year it does seem that it's more and more a mechanical computer dialer instead of an actual person, but Now I'm just doing this very, very, very loosely and quite quickly so that we can just get it down. And I'm not even in camera anymore. I am so sorry. See, and that's what happens is I get concentrating on what I'm doing and I don't look at the screen. And I think that's a problem. I don't like that. I prefer to be able to interact with you all and not have anyone feel that I'm not paying attention to what they're saying and that sort of thing. I know when I talk to people, if I feel like they're not paying attention, it bothers me. So, and I know sometimes I lose track of myself and I go off to La La Land and don't pay attention to what I'm doing half the time, but it still doesn't mean that I shouldn't be paying attention to you guys. So, all right, so we've got our background done, and our bottles done. Now we're going to get our stars done and give that a bit of color. Just going over the black in areas where it looks a little too gray. I want little gray areas, but not really large gray areas. Light black areas, I guess, when we would say, because it's not really gray, it's still a black color. It's just got more white spot in it. And if I was to blend it, it would all be black. So, all right, so now we're going to put the black away and we're going to pick up our nice bright yellow here. And we're going to go through and we're going to color all these wonderful stars, this bright yellow. Make happy little stars. And this is where our light source is going to come from. So when you do a yellow light source like this on different areas, just go around that area where that light source is going to hit and put that highlight in the dark area. Like here it's black and I'm adding that yellow highlight into the black so that it looks like it's got the starlight hitting it. Just like that. And then we're going to take, we've still got one happy little star over here. Then we're going to take the lighter yellow and we're going to go around all of those happy little stars and color into the black and blend that black in to that yellow. Same with these happy little stars here. Just going to go around it, and then I'm going to take the white gel pen and cover over the black there of the drawing to make it a little more sparkly. Make it stand out a little more. And I know I'm actually putting a lot of detail into this, but I really love these pencils and I haven't colored with them for a while. I just want to pull them all out, every single one, and just play with them all. But I have so many pencils and I want to play with every single one of them all the time. All right, so now we've got the glow for all the stars. Now we're going to take our number 6 Arteza gel pen, and we're just going to cover over. I've got it gooped up. There we go. Just cover over those black parts there. And if you get into the black area of the sky, don't worry about it. Just adds another star. So we're just going to give a couple more stars without the yellow. And there we have it. Okay, so that is all done. And of course, we've got a big old mess that we've made here. So let's try to put some of this away and then we'll take a look at what we've done. And as you know, as you can tell, I haven't blended any of the bottle or the background or anything like that because, excuse me, because of the fact that these are bottles, I want them to have that white spot showing through. And because of the amount of light coming through on those stars, there's always going to be a bit of a gray area with your night sky. So I'm going to switch you over to the other camera here. There we go. Sorry about that. And we're going to just take a quick look between all of them here. So this is the one we just did, and this is the Colore I'm not sure. I think it's Colore Dictionary Edition. Colored pencils here. Here we have the Saison, and I'm not liking, let's see if I can get a bit closer so you can see a little bit more detail. There we go. So this one here is the Saison, and you can see that everything blended beautifully together. Like I said with the Colore, the only one that I blended was this pink one, and I didn't blend it with a different pen or a pencil. I blended it with the lighter pencil. But the colors are very, very vibrant. And one of these days I will get a new camera set up where it actually shows things a little bit better for you. The Castle Arts is a beautiful pencil, and it blended together like absolutely beautifully. Same with the square boot funers. They blended together very nicely as well. And the brown boot funers also blended together very nicely. So the only thing that we haven't done on this page, like I said, is blend. So let's try that out on that pink one because it's the only one really that I want to be blended, because the rest I want to be very see-through. I am going to blend this area here so that you can see that bottle through it. And as you can see, it blends together really nicely, gives a nice smooth finish. And I am using the Prismacolor blender because I do believe that these pencils are a wax base. So as you can see, it blended together really nicely. So, and I could probably blend small areas of this. I just have to be really careful not to, because I went over it so lightly that if you do try to blend an area that doesn't have a lot of color on it, you end up with a little bit of a tear in your paper or a blending issue because of lack of pigment. Just blend the labels to get rid of that white spot, and I think that's about it. All right, guys, that is it for today. That is the Colore Dictionary Edition. I do apologize. I do believe that those are no longer available on Amazon. I will take a quick look for you and make sure, but I do believe that they are no longer available. All right. So they are not showing as available. So I do not believe they are available on Amazon. You may be able to find them available elsewhere, but currently on Amazon, I'm not seeing them available. I'm going to change my search parameters here just a little bit and see if the Color colored pencils are available. So they do have a 72 set of premium pre-sharpened colored pencils for $39.99, and they also have a very nice watercolor set as well that is in the 72, and they do have an art pencil pack that has all different drawing pencils, coloring pencils, and sketch pencils, that sort of thing. Oh, hey, they do have the, wow, they have the 60 color, they have these back in stock. Fantastic. Oh, that makes me so happy. And they're only $24.99. That makes me even happier. Fantastic. Well, see, you learn something new every day. So now I know that these are available. That is wonderful. So if you enjoyed this video and wanted to take a look at these, do so. They are available on Amazon, which I'm just shocked because they weren't the last time I looked. Yeah, they're available and will be delivered within a couple of days if you order now. And wow, that's really, really shocking to me that they are available. Wonderful. Well, hopefully they stay available because I would really enjoy to use my pencils and not be afraid of not ever being able to replace them. So they don't have open stock, but they are available again, which is just I am so excited. If you can't tell. Oh, this is fantastic. Now it is only a 60 set and they do have bigger sets out there, but it's such a cute set. It really is. And it is a little bit less expensive than the 72 set. So I will of course leave that link in the information that is below this video. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already a subscriber to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Um, ring the bell. If you don't ring the bell, then you don't get the notifications. And I do put a video out almost every single day. I do keep my Sundays open for special things, special visitors, special videos, special sales that I have noticed that are coming to a close that are just too good to pass up, and that sort of thing. So make sure you ring the bell, because sometimes those are surprise things of, this is what I've seen now, and yeah, I'm going to throw it up there before it goes away. Just like last night. I got those pencils in, and unfortunately yesterday my internet was out all day. So when I got the pencils in yesterday morning and I swatched them, and they were gorgeous, other than the fact that they were manhandled by the company, or by the Amazon company. The pencils themselves were absolutely wonderful. So when I saw that they were still on sale for $13, I wanted to get that video out to you as soon as possible. But for some reason, my internet decided that I wasn't allowed to be on until 4 o'clock, almost 5 o'clock my time. So I got that video recorded and out to you as quickly as possible. And that's the sort of things that I'm saving Sundays for, as well as maybe a couple of new guests and a couple of visitors, and that sort of thing. Whoever wants to come by and spend some time with me, we will be doing that on Sundays. I did put out, when I first opened the channel, I did put out the idea of having different artists and different color tube individuals come to visit, and I will still continue to do that. I do have a couple of different ideas of what to do with Sundays, and it's pretty much going to be just a free-for-all of everything that I have brought into my brain during the week and not been able to put out there yet. So those will be done on Sundays. But I will talk more about different changes that are going to be going on, of course, on Work in Progress Wednesday, because it's always a work in progress. Having a new YouTube channel and taking care of viewers and new subscribers is always a work in progress, and it's a work in progress that I'm absolutely loving. So I want to thank you all very much for joining me and supporting me with this new endeavor and this wonderful, wonderful part of my journey in coloring and YouTube. Thank you all very much for watching. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe. If you are not a member of our Facebook group and you want to be, definitely fill out the application form. And of course, the link is down below in the About section of this video. I will also leave the links down below of the where to buy these colored pencils on Amazon now that they are available. Yay! And you can have a set of these wonderful Dictionary Edition pencils all to yourself. All right, guys. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe if I haven't said it before. Remember to relax, color, and always stay safe. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye for now.